Hi, Terry. It's me. I just wanted to check in and give you a quick update on everything that's happening inside the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office. As you can probably tell, like everyone else, I'm trying to do my regular work from home in addition to managing a very poorly run elementary school. I have to do everything that I can to split my time between efforts inside the criminal justice system in our office and first grade language arts and fourth grade math and reading. So my wife and I are doing the best that we can there. I am also working hard to make sure that all our employees stay safe and that they have all the resources that they need during this difficult time. In terms of crime, there isn't a whole lot to report. It's very early, I think, in terms of trying to discern a very clear pattern. One thing that I can tell you that is most troubling from my perspective, and it's been the lion's share of my time on in terms of advancing policy, and that's on what to do about the very dramatic increase in domestic violence. Because so many people now are under extraordinary stress and they are in confined spaces at home, we have seen a dramatic uptick in the number of domestic violence call-outs and felony arrests. This is something that's not unique to New Mexico or Albuquerque. This is something that's actually occurring and as a result, I think, of the increased problems with associated with just being, confined in a tight space with loved ones and being under immense financial and psychological pressure. The two main issues that we are focused on in terms of what we can do to address this situation is to try and do something about housing insecurity and food insecurity. Those are the two biggest issues that our partners and advocates in the community report as being things that we know are critical needs. And so in terms of what the chamber can do, wherever they can, I would encourage your members to pitch in, whether it's access to housing, hotel space, anything you can think of, and to reach out to the Domestic Violence Resource Center, the New Mexico Coalition Against Domestic Violence, Safe House here in Albuquerque. Any of those organizations I know would really appreciate the support of the business community. And the same is true with regard to food insecurity. In addition to needing a place to live, a lot of time when victims leave these situations, they don't have income or a steady source of income, and that's magnified now because of the pandemic. And so I know New Mexico Food Bank and Roadrunner Food Bank have been trying to support these organizations, but again, anything that the members of the chamber can do to support those efforts would, I know, be greatly appreciated. In terms of violent crime, I think it's very early for us in terms of trying to discern any real trend. The Crime Strategies Unit inside the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office continues to support efforts with our federal law enforcement partners and local law enforcement partners. We've had a number of very successful operations recently targeting some high-profile individuals and some very dangerous groups. We are doing, again, everything that we can to move as many of those into federal court where their detention is more easily secured. In terms of what is happening in the system itself, most of the newly referred cases, if they are nonviolent offenses or these are offenses that can be dealt with later on after the pandemic has passed, most of those cases have been continued. And the method for initiating cases had changed pretty dramatically, but I think in a very sensible way. About a month ago, the last impaneled grand jury reported for duty in Bernalillo County and almost immediately said that they did not feel safe. And I think the district court did a very sensible thing and suspended that last grand jury and has discontinued the grand jury, which means the only avenue left to us as prosecutors for initiating felony cases is by way of preliminary hearing. Because I am so concerned about the safety of my attorneys and staff, I have ordered that all such proceedings be conducted remotely. And also because I do not want to issue subpoenas to victims or witnesses to attend the courthouse, and because there have been reported incidents of COVID-19 in the courthouse, we are continuing to try and do everything that we can, either by Google Hangout or Zoom or other conference call and video conferencing technologies. It's, I think, subject to the same glitches and problems that you're probably experiencing inside the business community. And then you have to layer in the evidentiary issues that we have in terms of the presentation of evidence. We petitioned the New Mexico Supreme Court to give us some leniency and create some more flexibility in the rules. They have as of yet not acted on that petition. We sent a subsequent letter to them asking them to reconsider some of the ways in which we initiate these cases. We haven't heard anything yet. We are looking at what's happening in other states. Like most folks, we're hopeful that we can get back to the normal course of business relatively quickly. But what I can also tell you is if we don't, we're going to have to engage in earnest in a very frank conversation about how to conduct and make the criminal justice system work in this context with new technology, with new rules, with new timelines and parameters. And it's going to be like most things in our life now, it's going to require a real reimagining of everything that we have taken for granted in terms of how we do business. And so that's it from the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office to give you a snapshot. I hope everyone is staying well, and I look forward to seeing you again when this crisis passes. Take care.